What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and I just finished up watching Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. versus Anderson Silva, and this was an 8-rounder in the cruiserweight division, and this fight was Saturday, June 19th, from the Estadio Jalisco in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and this fight was broadcasted on Fight TV pay-per-view in the United States, and in this fight, Anderson Silva was able to pull off the upset split decision victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and officially, Julio Cesar Chavez is a joke to boxing. This is ridiculous. How could you have a father that's one of the greatest boxers of all time from Mexico, and the son's losing to a 46-year-old UFC fighter who was 1-1 as a boxer? This is ridiculous. I had the fight scored 78-74 in favor of Anderson Silva. He was boxing great. He looked tremendous for a 46-year-old who had limited experience in boxing. He was slick, had great head movement. Chavez Jr. wasn't able to really land anything. I could have seen it 77-75 in favor of Anderson Silva. He just dictated the pace, in my opinion. Chavez Jr. was coming forward, though. But Anderson Silva was countering him, meeting him with power. Silva didn't look that bad. But I definitely don't think he should be continuing in boxing or sports in general, or combat sports, I should say. Because in the UFC, when he lost to Uriah Hall, that was a dominant performance for Hall. And that was a top-tier opponent in the middleweight division in the UFC. And now in boxing, I'm just shocked that Chavez Jr. lost this fight. I was predicting Chavez Jr. to stop Silva, considering that he's 11 years older, I believe, and that he has so much more experience in the sport of boxing. But what a performance this was for Anderson Silva. I'm just shocked. Props to Anderson Silva, 46 years old, no experience to a little experience in boxing. Now as a professional boxer, he's 2-1 with a victory over an opponent who's ranked like 60 or 70 by BoxRec. I'm shocked by that. I believe Anderson Silva is going to be put in the top 100 by BoxRec now. So what a victory this is for Anderson Silva. What is next for the victor here, Anderson Silva? Former UFC champion, one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. I just don't think he should continue in boxing. Obviously, this was just a one-and-done thing, I believe so. I believe he got a good paycheck. This is a great win for him, and I don't think that he will be continuing in this sport. But what is next for Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? He should retire. His 6th defeat, and this is to a 46-year-old UFC fighter. He should retire. No question. He was a former middleweight champion. How did he go from winning that belt years ago to... Geez, I just can't believe that. Just what a shocker this is. I just thought this was going to be a no-brainer knockout win for Chavez Jr. But overall, Anderson Silva pulls off the shocker split decision victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to improve to 2 wins with 1 defeat. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.